Hey everybody, this is Toya and thank you for watching Toya JTV. Today, this is week 6 of the How to Stretch Your Relaxer series. So this is where it gets kind of tough for some of you all, but hang in there. You all are doing fantastic, okay? This is where the hard work is kind of going to start for a lot of you because many of you are used to getting that relaxer every 6 weeks. And look, trust me, I've been there. I used to get my relaxers every 6 weeks just like everybody else because I thought that was the normal time that you get a relaxer. Every 6 weeks, soon as you see a little bit of new growth, you go ahead and get a relaxer. But over time, once you begin to stretch, the more and more you do it, the more and more you'll get used to it. And once you see the difference in your hair and how much healthier it can be and just a drastic 180 change in it when you start stretching, that'll make it a lot easier. So just hold on. Once you start seeing more results, that'll make it a lot easier on you. Okay, so I just shampooed my hair. Alright, I just shampooed my hair and I used the Silk Hydration by L. Jones Clarifying Shampoo twice. I felt like I had a lot of buildup and residue this time. So I used the clarifying shampoo twice. Then I went ahead and used the replenishing conditioner, and now I am using the leave-in. I'm using this kind of comb. It's a wide tooth comb. Remember last week we talked about the hair being more fragile when it's wet. So you want to use a wide tooth comb. And then you want to start from the bottom and work your way up. The wide tooth comb, number one, it makes it easier to comb, and number two, it helps reduce any unnecessary breakage from occurring. Alright, so this week we are going to look at my new growth. On average, you should grow about a half an inch per month. 6 weeks is only like a month and a half. So you may have a little over an inch at this point, but not that much more. And there seems to be a part smack dab in the middle. I have no idea why, because I never wear a middle part. But it seems to be falling that way. But I'm still not going to wear a middle part. I just found that interesting. And someone asked me to compare or show the amount of shedding I have right now versus in the beginning, when I first get my relaxer. This is how much hair that I just combed out while it was soaking wet. This is not very much hair at all. I do have it balled up, but to show you, but this is really not that much hair. Remember, normal shedding is between 100 to 200 hairs per day. But with me, I don't shed more hair at the end of my stretch, especially right now because I'm used to stretching. I've been stretching for years now, so I'm used to stretching my relaxer out. A lot of people have told me that it seems like once they get to the time where it's close to their relaxer time, that they seem to shed or their hair seems to start breaking a lot more. Okay, my professional opinion on that is that, okay, when you are getting relaxers every 6 weeks, your hair is over processed because the relaxer has been overlapped on already processed hair several times. Let me give you a better illustration. All right. Okay, this is my new growth, that little bitty beginning of a wave right here. So basically where I have the comb, that takes up the new growth. All right. So, and I'm at 6 weeks. So if I were to get a relaxer right now, you know, a relaxer is permanent, meaning that once you relax that hair one time, it does not need to be relaxed again. It's permanent. It will stay permanently straight. All right. So the only part of your hair that should be relaxed is your new growth. The part of your hair that does not have a relaxer, any relaxer on it, which would be just this little bitty piece right here where the comb is touching. Okay. From beyond this comb on down, there's already relaxed hair. All right. So in a perfect world, if I were to relax every 6 weeks, I should only be getting relaxer on just this part right here. However, whether you're doing your own relaxer or if you go to a professional, there is nobody that is going to relax just this little bitty bit. You're going to come down at least to about right here. Okay? Coming down to about this point right here, and some of you come down even further, about here, that's about 2 inches of hair. All right, so if you come down about this far, that means this hair right here, which is right past the new growth, all the way to here, is being over processed. Okay, so let's say another 6 weeks goes by and you have another little bitty piece of new growth. So now you have about this much new growth. Okay, keep in mind that when you get that relaxer again at another 6 weeks, you're not only relaxing the new growth, but you're also coming down further again, which is getting onto this hair twice now. You're over processing this already processed hair twice. Well, in order to, if you keep going every 6 weeks, this over processed hair, you will have overlapped that at least 4 to 5 times. Okay, so by the time you get to the ends of your hair, that's why a lot of people will say that they notice that their relaxed hair is very thin on the ends. You can see straight through the ends of the hair. That's because by the time the hair grows down to here, it's been over processed so many times that it looks that thin because it's weak. So, and the hair starts breaking. The hair at the top, which is at your root, is the strongest because it's been processed the least amount of times. So the reason why your hair is, you feel like your hair is breaking at 6 weeks is because this over processed hair down here is just trying to basically free itself. It's breaking. It's damaged. So you will notice that as you begin to stretch and your hair begins to be healthier, that breakage will decrease drastically to the point where it's not even existent, apart from just you having your normal shedding from just the normal growth and shedding process of hair. Okay, you're never gonna go without shedding some hair because that's just a part of the process. However, that unnecessary breakage, you will notice drastically that it will stop doing that as you continue to stretch. But if you continue to get your relaxers every 6 weeks, you're going to always see that breakage. And it's not that the relaxer is stopping your hair from breaking. I mean, that just doesn't make even common sense. The relaxer is not stopping your hair from breaking. But anytime you put a chemical on your hair, it does slightly weaken the hair. So your damaged hair is not trying to hold on to those stronger strands. anymore. But the key is to not over process your hair. It's okay to have a relaxer, and you can have healthy, relaxed, long, thick hair if you do your relaxers or get your relaxers correctly. So my thoughts, and this is what I tell all of my clients that come to my salon that are relaxed. If I know that I'm going to process your hair to this point, then I'm going to require that you get at least that much new growth before I relax you, because I do not want to over process your hair. I know good and well that I cannot just put relaxer just right here, because your body heat alone will cause that relaxer to come down past your new growth, because your scalp is giving off heat, your regular body heat. And that's another, like, for instance, if you were to get permanent color, if you've ever gotten permanent color before, especially if you've gotten all of your hair colored one color, you will notice that if that stylist just put color from root to tip all at once, you will notice that the hair at the root processes faster and is lighter than the hair on the ends. Okay, that's because your body heat is processing that color on top of the developer that's inside the color. So it's the same with relaxers. Even if I were to put it just right here, your body heat alone is going to cause it to come down some. So if I know that as a stylist, I'm going to come down about right here, and that's about an inch. I'm going to come down about right here, between right here and right here. If I'm coming down that far, then you need to have that much of new growth, so I know that I'm not over processing your hair. Okay, so I want you all to stop saying that that's how you know it's time for a relaxer, is when your hair starts breaking. That makes no sense, because think about it. If your hair started shedding and breaking because you needed a relaxer, why is it that people who transition are not completely bald? If that were the logic, then people who transition and allow their relaxer to grow out, and they never got a relaxer again, that means they should be bald, because not getting a relaxer is causing their hair to break. So doesn't that sound crazy now that I actually said it that way? All right, so it's just that, and just because your hair is damaged doesn't mean that just by the touch of it, or sometimes your hair can be damaged, but it may not appear that way, because some people's hair is more damaged than others. Like, I've seen people that get relaxers every 4 weeks, and their hair absolutely could not take it, because that's not good. So, and at that point, I've seen people where their hair just basically said, look, I'm done with this. You can't keep treating me like this. I'm out. And their hair just fell out. The only way I would recommend you getting your hair relaxed every 6 to 8 weeks is if your hair was very, very short. Like if you wore it shaved or tapered on the sides and on the back, and you just had a little hair up top, then yes, you could get a relaxer every 6 to 8 weeks, because you are always cutting off any part that's getting over processed, because you're keeping this short, you're keeping the side short, and you're keeping the top short. You're trimming it every time. So any part that's getting damaged, you're always cutting it. So all of my short hair clients, I do allow them to get a relaxer like between the 6 and 8 week mark. But the minute they say, okay, Latoya, I'm ready to grow this cut out, I don't want my hair short anymore, okay, at that point we're going to pick back up on the stretching. But as long as they want to wear their hair short, we can relax a little bit more often. But for my girls that want long hair and they want it healthy, I always tell them to stretch your relaxer out. Okay, enough about that. Moving on. This week I am going to wear my hair just straight down. Okay, bone straight. I think I've worn curls for the past 2 weeks, so I am just itching to get bone straight hair. So right now what I'm going to do is go ahead and blow dry it. And then I'll come back. I'm going to go ahead and blow dry it, and then I'll come back after the blow dry and show you how I'm going to flat iron it. And after the blow dry, like I said, you can barely even see my new growth at this point. I'm about right here. There's like a little piece of a baby wave that's trying to happen, but that's not nearly enough for me to try to relax right now. Okay, you see right here where it's trying to wave up? Don't be afraid of the wave. That just means that your hair is growing, and that's what you want. You want your hair to grow. Alright, so I'll be right back after the blow dry, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap it. I'm going to go ahead and flat iron it after I blow dry. Then I will wrap it, because right now it's at night, and I'm going to wrap it, and then that way I'll be ready to go ahead and get in bed. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, so I am completely done with the blow dry, and I did put just a little drop of, probably a nickel-sized amount of the Silky Serum oil in my hair, and that is just so that once I actually have it all flat ironed, I won't have to add anything else for shine. And since I'm doing it just bone straight, no curl, no nothing, just straight, I'm taking smaller pieces of hair because I want, number one, I only need to go through it with one pass. And with it being 6 weeks, and some of you have your, new growth that you really cannot stand, it helps you to get closer to the root. So you want to try to get as close as you can to the root without burning yourself. And then only going through it with one pass, that prevents you from any heat damage. When you're constantly going through the hair more than one time, 10 times in one pass, that's heat damage. Heat damage is occurring whether you have heat protectant or not. And I am using the prototype for my flat iron. I will be launching a flat iron line soon. It's been going through product testing, and that basically means that I am testing every aspect of this flat iron. I want to use it every day, not on myself, but I use it in the salon every day. I want to be sure that there's nothing wrong with it before I commit to selling larger quantities. So I like to test for at least 6 months before I make a decision. Because I feel like if my name is going to be on it, it needs to be right. But a lot of you have asked me what kind of flat iron I use, and this flat iron is not on the market yet. always love when I'm finished. Alright, so I'm going to wrap this up, and then I will just continue wrapping for the week. And already loving the straight hair. It's like I'm back to normal. Alright, you guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week for week 7. Talk to you all later.